Hey there, welcome to BoBeanieCreates. My name is Jeannie, and in today's video, I wanted to share with you my completed pages for the month of February 2025. So before we dive in, I just wanted to also show you that I decorated the front cover of my planner just to make it a little bit different. And I also added some tabs you might be able to see here with all the different months. And what I did is I'm a patron of Courtney Diaz. She's a phenomenal journaler. And anyway, she had these tabs as one of her many printables. And so I went ahead and printed them out on cardstock and then, attached them on each monthly section just to make it easier for myself. So that was a nice addition and has made this so much more accessible for me. And of course, this is Amanda Colors Planner. Dearly love this planner. It's been so helpful. This is Lala Gonzalez, is the illustrator of this page. And so I call this my Lisa Frank inspired page just because it's very colorful and I love the little ombre bits on the hearts. It just very much reminds me of Lisa Frank. And that kind of dates me way back when. But anyway, that was fun to color. And I was cracking myself up the whole time I was coloring it. I used 4 Candies pencils and that's it. So that's that page. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn to the section that tells me what I used on each page. So let me go ahead and do that and I'll be right back with you. I've got my coloring journal propped in the corner so I can just sort of look at my notes if I need to on what I used. But this is Tales from Atlantis by Hannah Carlzon, and this was a buddy color with my friend Shelly over on Instagram. And on this one, she chose this page, and I was super nervous about the background because I don't know if you can see, but there's all these intricate little doodads that I just really did not want to color. So instead of that, I came in with color shift paint and just painted that whole back section. And I like it, and it saved me a lot of work. And in something that I wasn't very interested in coloring, I think it still turned out really well. And then on this part of it, I wanted it to look like stained glass. So I tense and I put it on the background in kind of a swirly fashion. I don't know if you can see that, but and then I activated it with water. But I like the way that the effect that it made because I think it does sort of look like stained glass, at least to me. And I also used Inktense, for her as well, but her clothes and the flowers. But I went over that with pencil, and in addition to that, I used my Black Widow pencils for her skin and, to do some shading. And I used a little bit of, what did I use for I used glitter gel pen for the outside of the halo, but then I used gold paint, for the inside and also on the pot, and a little bit of silver gel pen for her belt tie, her little ties here, and the decor on the vase. And so I'm just looking here. I think I also, oh yeah, I did use some Tombows to kind of get in the middles of those flowers and whatnot. But yeah, I think this one turned out really good. For a page that I wasn't excited about, I ended up being very pleased with it, and especially the effect on the background. So Tales from Atlantis. Ooh, let me move this over to the side and we'll take a look at Shelly's page. Okay, so this is Shelly's page, and you can find her on Instagram. She is Weaver.Shelly on Instagram, and she's a buddy that colors with me every month, and we take turns picking out the page. And this was her choice, and this month, and I love the way hers turned out. She, I chose not to do the background, and she decided to do all those individual little bits on the outside bit and on the outside edges. And I think she did a phenomenal job. And I love the color combinations, the orange and teal. And I also like the way that she did her white gown, and she has the little bits of the glitz, outlining it. And I just think that's a stunning look. very, very pretty. So I'm thankful for Shelley this month getting me to color in a book that otherwise would have been uncolored so far. And so that also means it qualifies for Color Your Hoard. And so I'm happy for that as well. And I'll link T and Lavella's channels down below in my video. But yeah, fun buddy color. And thank you so much, Shelley. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at Summer Nights. Now, this is a book that I've been focusing on last year and this year as well, and just hoping to make some good progress in this. Now, I wanted to share this with you. I've previously shared this page with you, which was, completed except for the background here. So I went back in and I added a black acrylic background and some little white acrylic dots for the stars. So I feel like it really made things pop a lot better. I'm a lot happier with it. Now I just need to go in and I need to do something for the ground. Um, Still have to do that. And also I've shared this one with you as well, and I still need to do a background on this one. Okay, for this double page spread, I've used, and I'm going to look at my notes here, Tombow Artex pencil, some fine glitterific glitter glue, and gelatos, and a rose gold, I think, metallic marker on that. Oh yeah, it's on here, I see it. So that is my Owl Fam double page spread. And so yeah, this one stumped me for a really long time. I just, for some reason, I did not want to work on it. And so I therefore wasn't working in this book because I was trying to complete this book in order. So because of that, I've shifted my mindset, and now I've decided that anything goes. I can color out of order if I want to. I mean, I'll try to do it in order, but if I'm not feeling it, I'm not gonna let it keep me from coloring in this book. So, oh, and the little dots on the background are acrylic paint pen, but I like it, and I like the little sparkly bits and the little metallic bits on it, and very pleased to have this one done, and I think it turned out all right. So that's my little owl family. And then I did one more page, again, trying to focus in this book. Now this one, my little web, let's see what I did here. I used Tombows for a base layer. I used Inktense for the background and also some chalk pastel. And I used uh, white acrylic paint, white acrylic paint pen, and my Prismas. Now this one, if you guys had seen Elm Colors video on backgrounds, I am in love with that video. I've watched it quite a few times. Thank you so much, Erica, for all that you do for this community and all your many tutorials and lovely pictures that you share with us each month. But I took from her that one of the techniques that she does is she tries to kind of have a little bit of white in between, separating her colors. And I really feel like that was a good lesson for me to learn. And I like the way the background turned out. Now, does it look like Erica's backgrounds? No, it does not. But you know what? For me, I was super proud of it, and I'll take it. So again, thank you for that video, Erica. So that is it on this one. And next up, let's dive into a Maria Trolle book. Just a moment. Okay, Maria Trolle Luna. I also try to work in one of her books each month if I can. I really adore them, and I have such a nice collection of them. It feels good to dive into these books. This one was pretty simple. I used acrylic paint pen along with white acrylic paint pen and Prismas, and that is all I used here. Let me go ahead and bring that up. I drew in the moon just because I felt like I wanted something up there in the sky, and I like it. Thought that turned out really sweet. And her books a lot of times are just really enjoyable, but they're also really straightforward, at least for me to color. I just feel like they come together super simply, and they're always so sweet. So I really do enjoy working in her books. So that is Luna. And next up, I have Gnome Sweet Gnome by Teresa Goodridge. Of course, this is a Creative Haven book. And I thought this was a good Valentine's page. So let's take a look at that. This one I used alcohol markers, and I used water-based markers, fine liners, and a little bit of pencil, and sweet little couple for Valentine's Day. And it came together pretty simply, and it really kind of put me in the mood for Valentine's Day too, just because it was so sweet. And I love these books. I'm telling you guys, I love them. I love these gnome books. It seems like every month I want to dive into another one. Next up, we have Mystical Fantasy coloring book by Molly Harrison. Now, this is a really old book, and I did my very first image in this book, and I was so pleased with it. So this one is, I used alcohol markers, I used white acrylic pen, Prismas, glitter glue, glitter gel pen for the border here, and then chalk pastel for the clouds, and then a fixative to keep those clouds in place instead of floating away on my page. And I love it. I was so pleased. I'm not normally a dragon kind of colorist, but I was so pleased with this. I love the little bits of glitter. Not too much, just enough to sort of make it a little bit magical. I hope so much that you can see that because it's so cute. But I kind of just got lost in this page. It just felt magical to me, and I was super happy to be able to dive into this book and feel like I did a pretty good job. So very this was surprising to me. I didn't expect to like this page as much as I did, and I just really did. Every time I got it out to work on, it just made me smile. So I was happy to complete this page. So next up, we have my project book, Rooms of Wonder, that I do each month with Jana from Color and Create with Jana. And this month we decided to complete this geranium page, and I really like it. I had used different things. I used oil pastels for the background, the whole background, and chose to do these crazy bright colors, but I think it works. I'm loving it. I really am, and I didn't sort of see it going this way at first, but I really like it in the end. Let's see, on this one, I used, aside from the oil pastels, I used fine liners, Prismas. I colored the pot with King Art gel sticks, and I chose not to do the individual little designs on that, just kept it one color. And actually, it reminds me very much of a couple of pots that I have in my own yard, and so that's kind of where I got the idea from for the color on it. The bathroom was a little challenging to kind of decide how to color that, but I just kind of worked it bit by bit, and um, I think it turned out pretty cute. So let me hold that up. You can see there's a little bit of metallic gel pen on the little lights and the hinges, but other than that, and the star, there's a couple little stars there. Hopefully you can see that. But it's a bit of a daring color combination here, but I like it. I think it turned out pretty well. It was a blast to do. And as always, I enjoy these pages with Jana, and I'm loving the progress that we're making in this book. So let me go ahead and set this aside, and we'll take a look at Jana's page. And I thought she did a beautiful job. So she is Color and Create with Jana, both here on YouTube as well as Instagram. And I think she did a beautiful job of her soft color palette. So once again, completely different buddy colors. And that's what's fun about these pages when we have the big reveal and we show each other what we completed for the month on our buddy page. I think it's neat to see how different they are. So she went for a soft palette, and I love that so much. I love the shading and variation of color on her flowers and her leaves. I love her fluffy little bubbles. I mean, just all around super beautiful. And as always, it's a pleasure to color with you, Jana. Thank you so much. And now I have one more book to share with you, and it's a rather simple page, but let's take a look. This is an old one. This is Mysterious Planets. I've actually colored quite a bit in this book, but this one, I just was looking for something really simple while I was watching a movie one night. And I think this is under the section of the book. There are little chapters where the planets are represent, like this one I think is sweets. So I think these are probably supposed to be like sugar cookies, but very simple lines. And I could have gone the approach of, shading them and putting a lot of work into them, but I decided to keep them simple. And I just used, the only thing I used on these is just acrylic paint pen. And after I finished that, I went over the border with stickles, and I wasn't in love with it, before I added the stickles, but once I did, I just thought it elevated this to just such a sweet little look. And I'm really hoping that that's shining for you and you can see those stickles. It's always hard to see those, but I thought it turned out really, really, really nice. I am not in love with the purple. I wish that was a little softer, but that's, it's okay. And, this is more of like a wallpaper type page, usually not my favorite, but yeah, it was just very sweet. And it did kind of remind me of Valentine's. So good one for completed pages in February. So that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me on this video, and I hope that you had a good time looking at my finished pages, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye now.